Hello. In this video, what we will be looking at is uh, some basic mathematical operations. Okay. So, a lot of cases when children of your age do addition, subtraction, multiplication. So, there are a lot of ways in which the calculations can be made easier, which you don't realize. Okay. So, instead of doing the traditional ways of calculation, so obviously, when you are writing the exams in school or doing your classwork activities and all, so you need to follow a particular process. So that's fine. But beyond that, you participate in other competitions, right? Like the math count or math kangaroo or maybe the math olympiads and all. So for in those cases, if you come across calculations and then the calculations are bringing your speed down, so that's one area of concern. Okay. Later on, also you will see that when you go up to higher grades, like maybe eighth and seventh, then all these calculations that you are doing, they don't necessarily have to be in a structured form as you have been taught. You can do something beyond that and get things done faster. So I'll basically in this video, short video, we'll be just looking at different ways of doing these calculations. Okay. Just for samples, let's say there is a question where you have to multiply, say 42 and 45. Okay. Now, when you do 42 times 45, so you all do the same, like 42, 45, you write down, then you multiply, then you write 5 twos are 10, carry 1, then 5 fours are 20 plus 1, 210. Then you leave a blank here and then again multiply 4 twos are 8, 4 fours are 16. So 0, 9, 8, 1. So that's your answer. Now, could we do this slightly better way? See, because you are multiplying two digits with two digits, it always takes a little difficult, makes it a little difficult. Now, observe a few things. Anything number which ends in a 5, if you multiply with 2, that becomes something ending in 0. You would realize 15 times 2 would be 30, 25 times 2 would be 50. Okay, 15 times 2 is 30, 25 times 2 is 50. All right, 125 times 2 would be 250. It always ends in a 0. Okay. So the entire method which I am going to discuss is based on this idea. So now coming back to the question, let me just remove this. We know the answer is 1890. Okay. Let's remove that. So now when you are doing 42 times 45, you see that this number is even, right? You know even and odd numbers. So even means it is divisible by 2. So if you take that 2 outside, so it is 21 times 2. Now this you have to do it mentally, okay? I mean, you don't divide again. I'm just showing it to you. 2 twos are 4, then 0, then the 2 comes down, then 2 ones are 2, then 0. So 21. But you can do this very easily mentally. Now this 2 and the 45 is as it is. Now I'm saying is multiply the 2 with the 45. Okay, what do you get? 21 times 45 times 2 is 90. Okay, how do you do that? 2 times 5 is 10, carry 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 90. So these are easy multiplications, right? 2 times something or dividing something by 2. These you try to get them done mentally, okay, as fast as possible. So you have to build your speed, okay? So 2 times 45 is 90. Now see, there's a 0 at the end, right? So your answer is a 0 at the end. We'll also have a 0 at the end. You now have to just multiply 21 and 9. So 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, 1890. You have got the answer. You don't have to necessarily do that entire 2 cross 2 table and do the calculation. Right? This is clear. You can think of another one. Let us say slightly more difficult question. Let us say we can do uh, 145 times or 1. Yeah, let's do 145 times 40. Let's do this. Okay. So how would we do this? So you don't have to necessarily make a table. Start making tables of like this and then put 0. I've seen people do this also. 0, 0, 0. So that's not necessary at all. Because you have a 0, just put the 0 at the end at the answer. Okay. So for the timing, we are just focusing on doing this calculation. Okay. 145 times 4. So we'll not look at even doing this. So 145 times 4. So we'll split 145 times 2 times 2, and there is a 0 at the end. We have kept it aside, okay, for the time being. We'll bring it back. The 145 times 2 is very easy. We already did 45 times 2 is 90, remember? There was no carry or anything. And the 2 times 1 is 290. So we have got 290 and a 2. This 2 is still left. We have not used it. We have got another 0. Okay, leave it. Leave it aside. So now you just do 29 times 2. Now that's very easy to do. How do you do it? Just normal 9 twos are 18. There's a carry 1. 2 twos are 4 plus 1, 5. Done. How many zeros did we had? 2 zeros. So just put 2 zeros. Okay, we had a 0 here. We had a 0 here. So 5, 8, double 0. Okay. This 29 times 258. There is another way of doing this mentally where you don't have to remember like 2 nines are 18, then carry 1 and all that. Okay. Think it is as 29 is 30 minus 1. So when you multiply 29 with 2, you are multiplying the 30 with the 2, this 1 with the 2, and subtracting. So 60 minus 2. So that's 58. So we can do it like this also. Okay, these are ways of doing calculations beyond the obvious methods. Okay, obvious methods always take time. You have to follow a structured way. You have to write them down like that. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and then get an answer. This makes the whole thing much more easier to work with. I hope this was clear.